All right, we are live.
Okay. All right, let me know when you guys are in.
I'm in.
All right. So number 3, for the next 9 questions, we will review the PTC tasting study with different data. Out of 70 females in the sample, 52 can taste PTC. Out of 59 males in the sample, 42 can taste PTC. So I'm going to put those numbers in, so just to have them. So 52, 70, 42. Okay. Please use the data presented here. So, okay, it's the same data. Let P1 be proportion of females in the population who can taste PTC, and let P2 be the proportion of males in the study who can taste PTC. The research question in this study is given here. Is the portion of females who taste PTC different from the portion of males who can taste PTC? So use the data to find P hat 1. And that's 0.743.
You're doing 70 you're doing what, 52 divided by 70?
Wait, no, hold on. Yeah, 52 divided by 70. I'm just using that categorical analysis, data analysis, that Excel doc that we were given.
I'm trying to plug it all in. I had to download it last night and send it to myself so I can make sure it actually worked at work.
That's right.
42 out of 59. All right, so you guys, we're looking at the P hat 1.
Yeah.
0.743.
Yeah.
Cool.
And then P hat 2 is 0.47.
El baño será.
What?
Sorry, I was talking to my wife.
Oh.
Our kid just locked himself in the bathroom.
Okay,
Nice.
I thought I heard baño in there. I'm like, wait a second.
I was like, I didn't read that in the question.
Yeah.
Everything switched to Spanish.
Right.
I guess that wouldn't be a problem for any of us, would it?
Question 4, I got 0.712.
Yes, that's what I got too.
Wait, for question 4, 0.712?
Yeah.
0.712.
I got 0.472.
Did you do 42 out of 59 or 42 out of 70?
Yeah. I typed in 89, so that's the problem. Hold on.
Okay.
0.712? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then question 5, which set of hypotheses is appropriate for addressing the research question? I would put B, because they're comparing the sample proportions, not the actual proportions, right?
You would put what?
D.
What's the difference between A and D?
So.
Oh, never mind. I got it. I see it. It's the hats versus non-hats.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would say D2.
Yeah, I'm with you on that one.
Okay. Question 6 is, what is the point estimate for the 95% confidence interval? Isn't that just the mean?
Yeah. Or at least it should be. I got 0.94.
You got point what?
394.
Right. That's the same thing as the test statistic, right?
No, the test statistic is a Z value. a point estimate, or sorry. Yeah, the point estimate is the Z value, and then sorry, I was thinking about the margin of error. Yeah, you're right.
Okay.
So
And
for
then what is-
six, so for six, you guys got 0.394.
Yeah.
And then
Well, and
what
that's
is
one of the
not-
things.
Go
Sorry,
ahead.
that's
No,
one of the
go
things
for
that irritated me during this thing. Not irritated, but like kept throwing me off. Is like they kept using the Z for test statistic, and then it's like, and what is your Z value for this? And you're like, they're two different things, man. Like I think you said like last week, Matt. Like, can't you guys just use a different letter of the alphabet? You got so many options.
Yeah,
But they keep throwing it in there because it's like, well, Z is your test statistic, and then the very next one, it's like plus or minus Z, which is related to your confidence interval. And I'm like, holy cow.
just pick one and stick to it, guys. Come on.
Right. Or like each one will be one thing. Like, it's math.
So I brought that up to one of the tutors, and he said he thinks it's because, like, if you study statistics, they do use almost every symbol, so they have to repeat symbols when things are
Okay.
close.
It's just
still
that as the basic entry, we don't have the opportunity to use the entire alphabet.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Because later on we'll branch into other stuff, but it's still annoying. Okay, 7. What is the margin of error?
That's the mean. So it's 1.154 is what I got.
Yeah, that's what I got. 0.154.
What'd you guys get?
0.154.
It doesn't give you that in this little thing, right? You just calculate it.
Yeah.
I just always put it in as soon as I open one of these when there's a confidence interval. So high end minus lower end divided by 2.
So you got 0.154, 394445.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
Some are long number.
0.154.
Wow, today's a long one. 20 questions.
Yeah. And there'd be with those long calculations. So.
And put at the lower bound, so that's just going to be negative 1.23.
Negative 0.123. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Upper bound 185.
0.185.
Yeah, 0.185. Yeah.
Okay.
And then with alpha 0.05, what decision do you make? We would
P value is higher.
We would reject the null hypothesis, right? Which is
we would
fail to reject because our p value is 0.653, which means it's greater than
0.05.
mu. Right. So we failed to reject it. We failed to so A.
Yeah. Hey, one sec. My kid's dumping out something. I don't know what it is.
So Ryan, do you have kids?
I do not.
Okay.
I've got.
You're married, right?
Yeah, we're married.
Okay.
All right. I'm back. He was just dragging something around. It sounded like he was pouring rice out on the floor or something.
Nice.
All right. Did you guys already go through 11?
Nope.
No, we didn't.
Okay. Which of the following statements best describes the outcome of the study?
It's going to be insufficient evidence.
Yep.
So it's either A or D.
I'm going to say
D, right?
No, because it says that's different. Oh, yeah. So D, because it's saying there's insufficient evidence to say that they're different.
Right, and that was what we were trying to test for, correct?
Is it? Or I thought we were. Hold on.
We were trying to test that they are different. And so we're saying that they failed to prove that they're different, which means that there's insufficient evidence to prove that they're different.
Okay. For the next 9 questions, we review the mortality rates and data of admission heart attacks. Stay with the different data out of large numbers who had heart attacks during the weekend. 16,713 had died out of 42,447 that had a heart attack on the weekend. 61,55 had died. Please use data below here. Let P1 be the proportions of people who died during the week. So group 1, and then let P2 be the proportions of those who died during the week in group 2. The research questions of the study you're given here is the proportion of patients who have a heart attack and are admitted to the hospital on a weekend who die less than the proportion of patients who have a heart attack and are admitted to the hospital on a weekend who die. Level significance is 8.5. The conditions for conducting a hypothesis test are satisfied. That would be
Yeah, they're all over 10.
Yep.
okay. True.
I like how they formulated that too, because I just noticed that they actually give you the check requirements formula too.
Yeah.
So true. Which set of hypotheses is appropriate for addressing the research question? It says who die less than the proportion of patients over. So we're looking for P1 is less than P2, so it would be D.
Yeah.
Right. Use the data in the table to find P1. I got 0.141.
Yep.
Question 15, I got 0.145.
Yeah.
Z
16.
score.
I got
Negative.
negative 2.02.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Yep, same. Given the z-score from the last question, should you shade left or right of the z-score? Isn't it right?
It's less than, because they have to be less than, right?
Yeah, you're right. Left.
Because we're trying
P-value, I got 0.022.
Yep.
Yep.
And then question 19 would be fail to reject, since 0.022 is less than 0.05. So fail to no.
No, it's we reject. We reject.
Reject. Right. Reject. Which of the following? Go ahead.
Yeah, that one should be. It's sufficient evidence, so it's either C or D.
And we want to say that there is sufficient evidence that they die less than.
C. C has less than, the other one is the same.
Okay.
Yep. So C. Cool. That actually wasn't bad for being a 20-question quiz.
No,
Yeah, I
no.
thought they were going to pull out those long equations or whatever else.
It's either we did really good and we know what we're doing, or we did really bad and that's why we breezed through it.
I've got 2 that I missed.
Which ones are you on?
Looking here, going back up through it. 6. What is the point estimate for the 95% confidence interval? I missed that one. And then 5. What was the hypothesis test? So,
Okay, so 5 must have been A.
Yeah, it had to have been A. But
Did you guys submit yours already?
Yeah, I
What?
submitted mine.
Oh, okay.
and then so 5 must have been A. And then 6, maybe I just plugged in the numbers. But we all got 0.394, right?
Yeah, I got A for 5. That's what I thought we said.
Oh, so you got that one right?
Yeah, so that one's right. What'd you guys put? D?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, we know.
But now you know it's A.
And then 6, going back to the original statement, the question.
You know what I think it was? Is we didn't change the type of test.
Well, I had changed it to not equal to.
Okay.
But
yeah, I didn't change it.
Let's see. 52, 70, 42, and 59. I still get 0.394 as a Z.
Yeah. Regardless of what you set it at.
Yeah, it's the same. The point estimate.
Unless, is that where we'd enter in 0.394 into the normal probability app and find out what the point estimate is? Hold on.
Well, the point estimate is a Z value. It's not a percentage, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering why that's Unless they had it for whatever reason switched around, but they specified what ones they wanted us to do first.
Well, no, because they tell us P1 is the female and P2 is the male.
One, we would have gotten all the others wrong if those were backwards.
So let me look back to the chapter here to see if it says anything. I don't remember anything.
There's nothing that says anything about point estimates on this chapter. Going back to 17. Point estimate.
So it's just a really, really big equation. So maybe they've got it screwed up in their Excel document here. That's the Z equals the proportion 1 minus proportion 2 minus proportion, or the population proportion.
Actually, you know what I think it is? I think it's 0.031. And the reason I say that is because the point estimate is the value in between the lower and the upper. The point value plus or minus the
it's the difference between the two.
Right, is the difference between the two. So what I did is I took in this case it would be 0.185, added the negative 0.123 and divided that by 2, which would give us the mean in between them, which is 0.0309. And if you take that and add it or subtract it to either one, you get the confidence interval. Does that make sense?
No, I lost you.
Okay. So we know the confidence interval is equal to the point estimate plus or minus the margin of error. Right?
Oh, yeah.
So, which means a point estimate is halfway between the lower bound and the upper bound. So what I did is I took the upper bound plus the lower bound and then divided that by 2, and I got 0.0309. And then if I take the 0.0309 and I add it or subtract it to what we got for the margin of error, I get the lower and the upper bound. I still lost you guys.
Well, I kind of followed you that time.
So wait, are you talking about getting the difference mean?
Right, because that's what the point estimate is. The point estimate is the mean of the answer, right?
So you're adding. Okay, so you said you're adding the upper bound to the lower bound?
Correct, and then dividing by 2.
Aren't we supposed to subtract the upper bound by the lower bound?
That's if you're doing the margin of error.
Oh, okay, I see what you're talking about then.
Because you want the margin of error to be because the only reason I know this, or I think I know this, is because what I kept doing originally when I kept trying to solve for the margin of error is I kept using the formula I just used to find the point estimate. And eventually I found something that said, like, be careful of that.
Okay.
So basically, we know the point estimate is the same as the mean.
Yeah.
And so the mean is going to be halfway between the lower and the upper bound.
So are
that's
you
why
getting 0.0948, so 0.095? Is that what you're getting?
Nope, I got 0.0309. Here, I can share my screen real quick and show you.
Yeah, see, I got the same that you got, the 0.039.
Yeah, can you guys see that?
Yeah.
So what I did, so right here, this is the formula that I'm using. So if you look up here, I added the upper bound plus the lower bound and then divided the whole thing by 2. And then, oh, that was wrong. Okay. Enter, go back. Okay. Because then if you take and you do this, equals this plus this, you get this. And then if you do this minus this, you get that. Because we know that the point estimate plus or minus margin of error equals your confidence interval.
Okay. All right, so I follow that. Yeah, that makes sense.
Does that make sense, Garrett?
Yeah, it's just a way of looking at it that I've never done before.
Yeah, I'm a little different. I'm sorry. I did that all through. I didn't know. Like, I did that literally all through like grade school and junior high and high school. It's like, to me, it made sense. But other people were like, "No, quit explaining stuff because it just doesn't. Like, it's not the normal way of whatever." I guess it's a different way.
Well, yeah, because I mean, you took the same steps that we learned how to get towards the margin of error or whatever, and you basically just went back up to
Right, I did it the backwards way. Right.
Oh, should we just enter these in real quick and see how it turns out?
Yeah. Let me pull it open.
Yeah, I wish there was like a retake button where it would just be.
Where you just Well, I know I have some classes like where it was like that, where you retake it and it only makes you do the ones that you missed the first time,
Yeah.
which is nice. But now,
yeah, I always have to like open a new window.
and yeah, this is when I miss my my dual screens at home.
So do you just use a work computer there? Or do you bring
Yeah.
a laptop? Okay.
I used to bring my laptop, but the problem is my laptop's like ready to die. And so it makes this weird like whirring sound, like the fan's about to go out, because that's what's about to happen. And so I used it for my other classes that I because normally I'm at home, like when we do our meetings. But Tuesday nights I have a class meeting that I have to do at work, and so they're like, "Oh, we can always tell when Ryan joins because it's like a big whirring in your ear." And so I felt bad, so I figured it out where I just bring a microphone and attach it.
What machine do you have?
Like at work or at my house? I'm like a laptop.
Oh, your laptop. That's the fan is dying.
It's a what is it? I don't even know, to be completely honest with you. I inherited it.
Okay.
I inherited it from my aunt when she died, and so it's not brand new, but like when I'm home, I have a brand new computer with like dual screens, so I don't ever use it unless I'm stuck at work and I can't get away.
Well, the only reason I ask is if it's like a brand like Dell, HP, or Asus, those are really easy to replace fans in.
I think I could. It's a what is it?
Lenovo?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness, you should definitely replace the fan of those. Those things are tanks. They last forever.
Yeah, I know I need to. It's just a matter of like time and actually caring enough.
Yeah, yeah.
That's what I said. Like I said, I don't use it very much, so like I only notice it when I go to do something with it. I'm like, oh yeah, eventually I need to fix that.
Yeah. So if you do decide to replace it, see if you can find an asymmetrical equivalent. So the fins are all going to be different sizes. So even when it does spin up, it'll create the same amount of noise, but it'll be spread out over multiple frequencies, and people won't be able to hear it as well.
Oh, okay, I gotcha.
A lot of newer machines have started doing that, and it's really nice.
Nope, we still missed that one.
Did we really?
Yeah.
I'm still plugging in answers from the last.
I'm submitting now.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm really confused.
Actually, did you miss it or no?
Hold on. No, I typed in number 3 wrong. Hold on, was 3 the one we got wrong before?
No, number 6.
Oh, I put an extra 0 in 3. Yeah, so I got 6 right.
Yeah, so I forgot a 0. Like I put my 0 in wrong.
Oh,
anyway, so now we know what we're doing. We just don't know how to properly transcribe our answers.
Right.
I wonder if that would work if we just email and be like, well, we know what we're doing.
From what I understand, these are weighed so lightly on our grade, it doesn't really matter.
They really are. I was kind of looking at my grade, and it doesn't really affect it. That final project is going to have a big impact because that's 10%. And then our quizzes, our exams are 60%.
Ugh.
So, yeah, that's why I was like, man, we need to knock this project out of the park. Because, like, all of our preparation that we've done is, like, 10% total together. And all of our homework quizzes are, like, 10% altogether. So even if you miss one here and there, like, it's not going to be that much.
10%. Yeah, don't piss that many things.
Well, not only that, but you also get 10 points for just like showing up here. So it's like 10 points for this and 10 points for the quiz. So if you miss one on the quiz, you're still getting like a 19.5.
That's not bad.
Oh, I'll live with it.
Yeah. All right. Well,
I will. Here, I'm going to end the video real quick. Stop.